Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to today's webinar. Excited to have you all here. My name is Veronica Barragan, and I am the branch manager, managing broker for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Northwest offices. We have 3 offices up in the Northwest over by 83rd Avenue and Bell in Peoria, as well as in Anthem now in Toronto area, and our newest office off of Happy Valley in Lake Pleasant. I'm really excited for that office because really catering towards our collection, which is our luxury high-end home division of the company, and it's a super exciting opportunity to definitely get into those into that market share. So welcome, thank you guys for being here. I'm very excited for May because I am focusing on technology and helping realtors, specifically, our agents, in setting up their business so that it is set up strategically for the digital age. I mean, we can do so much advertising and marketing online that the old school way of marketing is really becoming non-existent. So the entire month of May, I'm focusing on these types of series of classes. And today, specifically, we're going to be looking at Facebook ads for realtors. And we're going to be going through a lot of different things that are going to help you position your business in the digital age. So again, introduce myself, but I did want to throw on there my email and my phone number. You can call me your social marketing guru if you like, or you can call me Veronica. That's another thing that lots of people call me, another name. But here's my contact info in case you need to get a hold of me. And that's a picture of me in Machu Picchu last summer, one of my most favorite trips. I absolutely love to travel. And this trip was like life-changing. Highly recommend you all to visit beautiful Peru. It's gorgeous up there. And no, I do not dress like this to the office, but this is just a different little attire for Peru. So contact info in case you guys have any questions. This could become overwhelming, but there will be a replay on my YouTube channel so that you can watch it over and over and jot down notes. Every time I watch things over and over, I get new aha moments. So don't feel overwhelmed. Take it one step at a time and it'll be okay. So just a quick agenda as to what we're going to be covering today. We're going to be covering understanding inbound marketing versus old school outbound. I really want to take you guys there first so you're understanding the verbiage and the things that we're going to be doing with this type of advertising. We are not trying to get popular on Facebook. What we're doing is we're doing strategic advertising to specific demographics, specific audiences, specific people with specific behaviors and life events. So it's not about getting popular, it's about finding your people online. We're gonna be talking about digital Facebook campaigns, the messaging and how to target your audiences. I'm gonna be going briefly over landing pages and creating websites where you are driving traffic to, where you can actually convert those leads. We're going to be going step by step and creating a Facebook ad because this, as I'm coaching my agents, has been one of the most overwhelming things. And I think if they just see it over and over in this video, it'll start to become really easy. And then we're going to look at the Power Editor, which is a little bit more advanced features in Facebook. The big marketing or the big companies are really using this to run hundreds and hundreds of lines, hundreds and hundreds of ads a day online. So I will show you a little bit about that. And the reason is because I'm going to show you the newest feature, or not newest, it's been around for a few months already, Facebook, and that's lead ads. And that's where it's pretty soon going to be replacing even internet sites in the future, because you can literally capture that lead right there and then in Facebook so that they never have to leave Facebook, which is one of the goals of Facebook for the future for all of us, to never ever leave that site, because you'll be able to do everything from Facebook. And we're gonna get organized right at the end. Next steps, we're gonna talk about your calendars and how to create a strategy around what I'm gonna be teaching you today. So let's go ahead and get started. So who is this webinar for? And yes, I don't apparently spell check very well because it says Wheeze is this webinar for, but who is this webinar for? So this webinar is for realtors looking to grow their business with internet lead generation. So if that's you, raise your hand. And then it's also, this webinar is for realtors interested in landing all of their listing appointments by wowing their clients with the knowledge of inbound marketing. So yes, it's fantastic for lead generation. And you know, that's the name of the game for real estate. It's a contact sport. It's about finding those contacts that you can stay in front of to actually meet your transactional goals. But what's more important also is that when you are presenting and you've done so much work to get that listing presentation, right? And then you go to the listing presentation and you're not landing it. Well, perhaps you're not speaking in the new way of technology, of understanding how to market your listings, if you know how to market yourself, then you'll know how to market your listings. And you can do it in innovative ways, embracing technology so that your seller knows that you know what you're doing and that you're not that realtor that's just going to put the for sale sign in the front of the house and that's going to pass out the flyers or do a mail out of 1,000 people. You know, all those old traditional ways are standards. That's a given. I'm not saying not to do it. I'm saying that's a standard. But what's going to set you apart is that you understand the digital age of marketing and you understand inbound marketing. So it's a double value in understanding what I'm going to be speaking about today. So think of it this way. I'm going to take you back because I'm going to be taking you to very advanced things within Facebook marketing, but I want to start with the basics because we have to understand digital age marketing. We have to understand online marketing, and we have to understand what I mean by advertising on Facebook. Now, Facebook, you can think of it this way. It's your new flyer. It's that new phone call you're making. It's that new weekly farming tool that you're getting out to your farm. It's that mail out. It's that door hanger. It's the prospecting that we're used to doing in the old traditional way of real estate lead generation. And so Facebook now is that digital flyer that is being shown to the audiences that actually want your product. That's the big difference. With paper campaigns, we are playing the numbers game where we're passing out our message to hundreds or thousands of people, playing the numbers games in hopes, that one of them is ready to pull the trigger and actually buy or sell their house. Or, that they know someone and they'll remember you because you've been consistent with your message. But through Facebook, what happens is that if you create items of value and you educate the consumer through your items of value, then they'll find you because through technology, we can actually target these ads to specific people that are already looking for you and your product. So it's a completely different way of thinking of marketing. And so here's a quick picture I found on the internet, and it shows you the difference between the outbound traditional marketing versus the inbound traditional marketing and our brains on each of the sides. So as you can see, for outbound traditional marketing, this is what my company do. It's all about me. It's all about the hype. It's all about the realtor who closed 600 transactions and they're talking about themselves and their wonderful life and wonderful business. And the consumer doesn't want to hear that anymore. That's called hype marketing. And they're telling them why they should buy from us and look how great our business is and learn more about our company. And typically the tools that they're using for this type of marketing is direct mail, advertising, cold calling, and like trade shows, right? Like community events or booths and things of that nature. That's the old school way of marketing. The new way in the digital age is read our blog to learn more, which are providing value or some type of education, or the traditional houses or pictures of homes. But of course, the more valuable, the more you're going to get the consumer to actually click and read. You're going to increase your profit. Here's how. So you're educating them on the process. You're educating them on how your services are going to actually provide them value. And you're answering their questions. You're becoming that hub of information where they can go to and figure out this whole process of buying or selling their house. And you're learning how to drive the sales with 5 easy steps, with guides, with educational material. Again, it's never about me anymore. It's not that hype marketing that no longer works. Now it's all about you, the consumer, and me providing that water hole of information and of education so that this whole process can become less tedious and less of a headache. So the tools we use for the inbound digital marketing include websites and SEO, search engine optimization, of course, Google and searches and things of that nature. Social media, pretty much all of the platforms offer some type of advertising avenue, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. There's an advertising component where businesses can get in and find their people, find the audience. PR, of course, that helps with search engine optimization. The more you are on the internet and the more you are putting out unique content, the more, Google loves you. Lead intelligence, using the technologies that I'm going to be showing you here today to actually target audiences that want to buy your product, and you creating that value so that they can find you. So it's a completely different way of your marketing strategy. In real estate, they teach us all about the contracts. They teach us all about conversations we should be having with their sellers and buyers. But we forget that we're also need to focus on marketing and what the strategy is. We forget about that, and we don't put a lot of thought into it. And one of the things I'm very proud of Berkshire Hathaway is the amazing marketing platform that they have. Now with this digital inbound, the digital inbound marketing side of things, they complement each other perfectly so that you can be a force to be reckoned with, something that really stands out in the industry, and something that, your clients remember forever and ever. So here's just some quick tidbits on the evolution of Facebook. I am I guess YouTube junkie, you would call me. I love to listen to YouTube videos all the time on educating me on Facebook technology, social media. I love that stuff, and my car is literally a rolling university. And I just was listening to a video recently, and if you think Facebook is just a place for social networking, it's really become beyond that. I heard recently. Today we're going to be going over just the latest and greatest, but recently here's some of the things that are happening in the evolution of Facebook that is for sure going to change the way we market in the next few months and years. So here's what's coming. I'm going to be talking today about landing pages, and landing pages are a place where you actually drive your traffic to. That's a place where you squeeze their information either through pixels and literally installing software that follows them around within your site as well as on Facebook, or through a pop-up windows that collect their information. See, the name of the game in advertising online, especially through Facebook advertising, is you're going to send them to a site. It could be your website, or it could be these landing pages that I'll show you. And these landing pages will pop up with a window asking them to register before they can see any of the good stuff that you're going to give them as an item of value. So within Facebook now, there's the component where instead of them even having to go to your Facebook page, your website or that landing page now, you can actually capture them there on Facebook. So it's pretty neat because again, Facebook's goal is for none of us to ever leave that platform. And now they're providing these technologies and tools to all of you so that it doesn't happen. And now you can actually convert the leads right there and there at a very higher level. So I'll talk about that a little bit more. I love this new feature that's coming up. It's a lookalike people to target, and it's technology and software they're installing. And what this is as you're advertising online, and especially on Facebook, you're building audiences. And how you build audiences is the people that click on your ads. Then Facebook, through pixels or through the consistency of your ads, they're creating these audiences that even if they didn't give you their contact information, they still clicked on your ad. So now they have that information of this person and this personality and the behaviors of this person that are somewhat interested in what you are there offering. So now they're doing technology and software that will now create audiences with behaviors such as the ones that are already clicked on your ads previously. So what does this do? It gives you ultra targeted, strong, solid leads, because Facebook is now going out there and not just showing your ad to the entire Facebook community, it's showing the ad to people that really want to buy your product or really want to work with you in your service, really want to work with you in the area specific to where you're going to be. So it's very, very neat. And this is coming down the pipeline probably in this year. Buy direct is another great thing. I think PayPal, we're going to be seeing the goodbye of PayPal pretty soon, because it's very easy to send money now on Facebook. I paid a photographer the other day with a couple of clicks away for my photography, and I just did it on Facebook through the private messaging. So now if whatever it is that you're selling on whatever online, you can do it directly from Facebook. Also, they're doing articles direct. So what this is now is that there's a feature where instead of you posting an article or a blog on your blog site, you can actually post this directly on Facebook. And the reason that that's more powerful is that because it helps more with search engine optimization, being found, and you can track everything on there with analytics and all of that. So perhaps what's going to happen in the future is that no longer will there ever be even any websites. That's what I was thinking when they said this, because if everything's going to be posted on Facebook as some type of status update or through a video or all of that, will we ever need websites? I don't think so. I think with instant articles, you need to, in these articles direct, you're going to be able to do everything from there. And so in order to do business with anybody, it's like, I'm going to be a must to be on Facebook. It's pretty interesting. And it's interesting also because we're also all going to be tracked on there. So there's a caveat there. So I always believe that technology can be used for the good. And I think this is great, especially for marketing. But we'll see what happens here in the future. So that's the goal. The goal is for us to never leave Facebook, to be able to do business, conduct business, social, have our social networking there, and also connect with people of like-minded behaviors, things of that nature. So it's going to be very interesting what happens here in the future. So with Facebook ads specifically, just want to be really perfectly clear. The goal is that we've got to create something of value on our site or on our landing page, a clear and concise message that's producing value, that my targeted audience, and what I mean by targeted, it could be targeted in location, geographically. It could be targeted through behaviors, through even saying first-time home buyers, through tenants, investors, people that want to buy what it is that you're selling, that property that you're selling, or the services that you're focusing on, and sending them to our site, and that they could pick up that information of value. Hopefully it's educational, because that's what people want to see. And then in exchange, they'll give you their contact info. And what are we doing in real estate? Really, the core, the focus in real estate is to build a database that we can then put through our sales funnel. And our sales funnel is our hopefully you're using a contact management system that is dripping to them. What I mean by that is that you're using emails to actually continue to stay in touch. And why you're doing that is because when they are ready to pull the trigger, when they are ready to buy from you, you're the one that's going to come to them first of mind. Why? Because you've been in touch through email drip campaigns. Of course, this has never replaced the phone. If you get a phone number, you better get on the phone immediately and connect with this person, right? Because if they're giving you their phone, it's important that you call them and that they want to be called. Now, if they're not giving you the phone number, and the less information you ask from them when they register on your site, the better, then that's okay too, because you still are putting them through your system. And hopefully, your emails and the campaigns you're building up for them are valuable enough that they want to stay on your email system, and they're learning from you, or they're being entertained from you, whatever you want to have your approach be, and that they will refer you people, or they'll use you eventually when they're ready to do this. So you've really got to educate them, you've got to entertain them, and you've got to capture them. Education is key. We don't sell through hype marketing anymore. Like I mentioned, we have to learn to educate the consumer, because 94% of buyers and sellers are going to the internet before they even talk to you, Mr. Realtor or Mrs. Realtor. So it's important that you're that gatekeeper of that information, to be able to stand out and say, hey, yes, I know you know a lot about the process, but here's where my value comes into place. So that's how we could do this through Facebook. So here's the first step, and this is very, very important as we proceed in creating our online ads, and I'm going to show you step by step how to do that. The first step that we've got to do is we've got to determine your audience and message. Before I get into the technology side of things and how to actually post an ad and all that great stuff, we've got to really determine first what it is we're saying and who do we want to attract. So here's the key questions that you have to start with. Whose contact info do you want from online? Who do you want to contact you for your real estate services? Are you focusing on a seller or a buyer? Are you looking to get more listings, or are you looking to attract more buyers for a listing? You got to get really specific, guys. Is this a tenant or a homeowner? Is it an investor, or is it a first-time home buyer? Is it a move-up buyer? Who is this person? Have a very clear and concise picture or idea of what this person's desire or needs are from your services. What item of value would the prospect obtain from you in order to get their contact info? If you were putting an ad out there and Facebook that was being shown to them, why would they click on your ad and give you their contact info? Are you saying just go to my site and search for homes? Because they could do that on Zillow. Is that really strong enough? Or are you saying something like, go to my site and request a free market analysis of your home? Well, maybe that's a little bit different, a little bit better, and those work great. I'm going to be giving you some sample campaigns here on the next slide. Are you saying go to my site and pick up a list of new build homes? Those are harder to find, right? Or perhaps you're saying go to my site and check out my video on what to expect during the inspection process. Those are the kind of ideas that you got to start thinking on before you actually go and create your ad. And then you've got to determine what site will you be driving traffic to. And remember, this site has to be able to capture their contact information. And I'll show you the different ways and the different sites and how they work. And I'll also show you our Berkshire site, how you can, the one that we give you as an agent, complimentaries, how you can set it up to have them go there and capture them, because we do have a component that squeezes their information. And are you marketing a property or your services? Do you have that $1 million listing that you're marketing? Do you have that video? Because video is much more powerful, guys. Just even in emails. In emails, the open rate for an email right now is 11%. When you embed a video, when the email is a video instead of text, the open rate goes up to 53%. That's incredible. Think about what it does with an ad. With the regular ad, with verbiage ad, you know, they're seeing the words, they're connecting to the message, they're connecting to the value. With the video, what are they connecting to? They're connecting to your personality. They're connecting to who you are. The relationship is being nurtured at a more powerful level. That trust factor grows and grows through video. So you've got to start implementing this video ads much more strongly in your business. So here are some sample campaigns before we go on to the second step, so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So for example, let's say you were targeting move-up sellers in your farm area. Maybe you want to target them in Scottsdale in a specific subdivision, or perhaps you're in Sonoran Hills or Vistancia, any of the great neighborhoods, Estrella Mountain Ranch, beautiful neighborhoods, right? Let's say you want to target those, and yes, you can on Facebook target locations specifically, and I'll show you how. You want to target the move-up seller. What would you do to get them to actually give you their contact info? One strategy could be you could build a clean site, a landing page, and I'll show you to the consumer. It looks like a site, a website that allows them to obtain a free home market value report. And they're not going to download automatically. What's going to happen is that they're going to give you their contact info and request it from you. And then you're going to send them an automatic email back. Hopefully you're using a contact management system that helps you do that. If not, that's okay. When you get the lead, reply right back, right? And say, thank you so much for contacting me. We will have that free market value report of your home available to you in 24 hours. So that's what a move-up seller would want to do, right? They want to know how much their house is worth so that they could consider moving. And you know, Zillow is so incorrect with all of that data that yours just would stand out. These are one of the easier ones to do on especially on Facebook. Let's look at a buyer. If you were trying to get a buyer to give you their contact info, what would you do? Let's say you're targeting buyers that are coming out of another state. Wouldn't they really appreciate a lifestyle guide within that subdivision that you're targeting? Because you can do that. What restaurants, what places to hang out, entertainment, sports, schools, all of that information. Yeah, they can do all that research themselves and find it on different sites, but what if you provided some type of guide for them? Another powerful thing you can provide a buyer are market trends. This is also for a seller. See, the consumer does have a lot of information with the properties that are on sale, but what they don't have is the information you have as a realtor, which is the MLS. And with the MLS, you can find out exactly how many homes have really sold. Is it a buyer or seller's market in that neighborhood? What's happening with the inventory? You can research all of these information in the MLS, and then you can create reports that help the consumer become educated. Especially if you're dealing with a high level or high-end homes and the education, and maybe you're dealing with a financial analyst or an economist, you know, they want to understand that you understand what's happening in the market, and they can't get that information just from being on Zillow. Maybe you want to do a home buying process video for first-time home buyers. Really short. These videos should be short, so you should do them in segments. You can do a drip campaign or several videos teaching them the entire purchase contract. This is education. This is information that they don't have because they don't have access to that purchase contract. They don't understand. There's nothing really out there that's going to stand out and educate them. They want to be educated so that when they do come to the table, they feel prepared and they're not at fear. What about for a tenant? Maybe you want to do a renting versus buying e-guide. Maybe you want to do a video series on how to save for a down payment. Maybe you want to do something with your lender on 10 tips to fixing your credit. You're not a credit repair person, but of course you can partner up and leverage your partners to create valuable content that will get them to give you their contact information. What about if you're advertising an open house? Of course, you want to do the property photos. You want to advertise that it's there in the neighborhood, right? Share the property photos. Add a lifestyle guide. Maybe you want to do some type of vendor coupons. You partner up with the local coffee shop, the local restaurant there, and you say, hey, I'm going to do an open house. Would you like to offer any coupons for the people that come by and for the advertising I'm doing online? Maybe you say, come to my open house and pick up a free sub from Tony's Sub in the neighborhood. Things of that nature that are really going to get them to get your attention instead of just saying, come to my open house. What about for listings? That's important, right? Virtual tours, videos, photos, lifestyle guides. What's important with the listings is that you can get strategic as to where you're going to post these ads. You can say, if it's a $2 million home, you can say, I want to strategically advertise to people where their incomes are 1 million to 2 million a year. You can say that on Facebook and they will find those people. You can say, I want to advertise my $500,000 home to people that work at Honeywell. You can say that on Facebook. You can say ages. And I'm going to show you how even life events, you can say, I want to advertise this ad to people that are going through a divorce or had a new baby. You can even do behaviors such as, I want to advertise to people that are likely to move. Again, I'm going to be showing you all of this. So think about how powerful this would be for your listings. Now you have a perfect idea of who this buyer is going to be. Not only that, but you can go find him now or her. So I'll show you that next. And how will you capture their contact info? Where do you drive your paid ads traffic to? For Facebook especially. So the second step is you've got to create your landing page or find the URL on your site. So here's what I mean by landing page, guys. When you're doing an advertising on Facebook, the way you do that is you have a URL. That URL is of a website, which is either your personal site where you're going to have a way to capture them, or the landing page subscribers, such as leadpages.net, listingsleads.com, ShortStack.com. That one's free. I'll show you each of them so you can see and get an idea of what I'm doing. So think about a landing page as like your template for your flyer. This is where you're going to create the message and you're going to create the value. And this is where people from your ad are going to go to pick up the item of value, or to read the item of value, or to watch the item of value in exchange for their contact info. Our Berkshire site does have a component that captures them, so it works perfectly. So you don't have to pay for an extra landing page subscriber. And I'll show you all of these platforms so you can get an idea on what this means. So let's go over to these sites. So first, I'll show you the Berkshire site, but you have to make sure that on your site you are doing one thing. And that is, you've got to go first to your user. You're going to go to controls. This is in the VAC system, guys. Very important that you do this. What we're going to do is we're going to install the widget that when people go to our site, it doesn't allow them to look through our site unless we actually, they give us their contact information. So in controls, you're going to go all the way down and see in this area right here, says this tool allows you to pick the number of listing detail pages a visitor can view before being prompted to register. You want to click immediate. Immediate users must register to see listing details page. You got to click submit changes. The reason you want to do that is because now if you're driving people to a particular place of your site, then in order for them to actually read or look at the list of homes or whatever it is that you're sending them to, they're going to have to give you their contact info. And that's what you want, because if not, they're going to peruse and look all over your site and you're never going to get their contact info. If you're doing advertising online, you've got to have this component in place. So with your site or your Berkshire site, you don't have to pay for a landing page subscriber. And I'll show you some samples right now. So what it looks like actually is that when you're sending people to your site and from the Facebook ad, then when they come up to your site, when they try to click on the pictures or any of your site, I'll give you this example of my realtor, then they says sign up today, and it requires them to actually give you their contact info. With our contact management system, it does send it right to your VAC. You do get a notification that you have a new lead, and then you can go in there and set them up on your prepaid drip campaigns that we have for you. With the training that I do with my agents, I teach them how to set up their contact management system in groups so that they're strategically dripping to them in certain intervals depending on the lead that comes in. So that's a whole other class, guys, how to set up your contact management strategically. So this is what they'll see. They can't give you any information. And some people are like, well, I don't want that. They're going to leave my site. If they leave your site, that's okay. You don't want to work with them anyways. They're never going to give you their contact info. So you're playing the numbers game. You've got to be able to capture them or you're just burning money on Facebook. So this is what it would look like. So that's very, very easy change right here, and your site is ready to rock and roll. Now, if you want to be more creative, the things that you can drive people to obviously on your site include things such as, and I'll show you when we use the link, but you can look at certain places of your website and send them there. For example, if you click a home value report, click out of that really quick. So let's click on sellers here. So let's say you were running an ad telling people, hey, go to my site and find out more about home improvements to increase the value of your home. I mean, it's not going to be that long in verbiage, but let's say you were doing that. Then you would go to this part of your website and you would copy this URL, and that's what we're going to be using to send people from Facebook. Strategically targeted, of course, and I'll show you that right now. What this does is it takes them right to the page, but when they get to the page, that pop-up is going to come up and it's going to capture their information. So anything on your site is a great place to send them to. You can send them to a list of homes. You can click on some of these. Maybe you want to send them to a list of homes in Litchfield Park. Then you would actually populate the list of homes yourself. You see how it pops up right here? You would populate the list of home sales. You would copy the URL right here, and you can say now, you can target this ad to people that live around Litchfield Park area that are likely to move, and say, go to my site and check out this list of homes in Litchfield Park. So anything on your site is live. You just copy the URLs, and then we plug it into Facebook and drive people to your site from there. And again, they're being captured through this. This is just an example through our Berkshire site. There's many other things you can do as well. I'll show you, for example, a subscriber that I like, Lead Pages. Now, Lead Pages is a landing page subscriber. And what this is that it has tons of templates that you can use to create messages and campaigns. So for example, you click on this one. There are some real estate driven campaigns, but then also all the other ones, you can edit them to make them look to whatever you want. I'll show you really quickly this one, for example. So we're going to click on this template, and we're going to just use the standard builder. You can drag and drop. I do that on my Mac a lot, but on my laptop, I'm just going to go ahead and use this. It doesn't matter. It's just preference. It's going to take you to the design page of the actual landing page. And here is where you can add pictures, add your logos, change your message, put whatever it is that you want to do. This is one of the highest converting ones for Lead Pages. And the cool thing about it is that it's very easy to use. I wouldn't even necessarily change the back. You can actually change all of the logo by clicking on here. It takes you right to where you can change everything that you want. So the verbiage, you can click and type whatever you want. You can do this. What this is what the consumer is going to, the consumer's not going to see obviously this box right here, right? They're going to see only the site, and it's going to be very easy and clean, and you're going to target it. Let's say you're farming the neighborhood of Estrella Mountain Ranch. Let's say you're doing that, right? So now you create this ad. Maybe you want to put a picture of a Estrella Mountain Ranch home in here by changing the background, or maybe you want to put a picture of the beautiful fountains in Estrella Mountain. So what you'll do is you'll basically finish this ad, design it the way you want with the verbiage that you want, and then you use the URL that it gives you, because Lead Pages gives you unlimited URLs, and you plug that into Facebook, and that's where you're going to be driving people to. Very easy for them to click and just give you their contact info. This particular service, Lead Pages, you can connect to your contact management system. At this point, it cannot connect to our Berkshire VAC contact management, but you can use others such as Wise Agent, I believe, MailChimp, all the big ones, of course. So there's a few of them that it communicates with, where your lead is then then dropped off in your CRM, and then you're notified about it, and then you can add them to your contact management system. I'll give you an example of one what it looks like after the design. So here's one that one of my agents did for the open house. It was actually like a sushi one, but what we did is we just changed the back of that picture, and then we added the picture of the home. This is actually a ticker, and it was counting down the days to the open house. And then we have their name up here. Then we have the property address, and we're talking about the property right here. And then here it says register today to receive our exclusive complimentary home buyer guide. So not only are we talking to them about the cool open house opportunity where they can see the property photos, but now we're also giving them an additional item of value that's saying register today to receive our exclusive complimentary home buyer's guide. What's cool about Lead Pages is that you can upload, when you're in your design here, you can actually upload a lead magnet. And a lead magnet is anything that you want to give to them after they've already given you their contact information. So that it automatically, when they click on here, it takes them to the registration page, enter your email address below to be notified when we launch, and then you would click join now. And when you click join now, it then downloads automatically whatever PDF you're giving them for free. So it could be anything, guys. It could be the home buyer's guide that we have in the VAC system that you can PDF and personalize. It could be a lifestyle guide. It could be a list of new homes in the community. Think about what the buyer needs at that point. It could be a checklist of preparing for your mortgage. Remember, the more value you give them, the more likely that they're giving you their contact info. So after you've designed your page, you have the URL now. This is the URL where you're going to send them to. And again, Lead Pages is unlimited. The other cool thing about Lead Pages is that it does do a split testing. And what this is that you can actually test several different of the same page in several different ways on Facebook. Believe it or not, sometimes some pages or some ads convert at higher because of the picture, because of the color of this button, because of anything that you really want to change. You can test all the different ways to see which the consumer is actually reacting to. So it's very, very easy to do. I'm not going to give you a whole tutorial on Lead Pages, but it does have a lot of cool features such as webinars and all of that. In the end, what you need to understand is that it's creating these templates that to the consumer, it looks like a website, but to you is a capturing page where you can actually collect their contact info. Another thing with this is that you can install pixels, which are tracking pixels that you get from Facebook. You can install it here in your ad through very, very easy. Under Lead Page option, and right here, you install the pixel that Facebook gives you. I'll show you right now. Copy and paste it right here. And what that does is that it's installing a tracking pixel that will now track your audience to wherever else they go. So when you go back and you do another ad, it actually advertises to them once more because they've already either clicked or looked at your ad once. So remember, this will give you better conversion levels. Why? Because you're consistently showing up to the people that already are semi-interested in your product or your service. So just some technology that this particular platform offers. You can do some really cool webinars on here, home buyer education webinars, think millions things that you can do. So it is a pretty cool feature. Another one that they have is for real estate related is listings to leads. That's LISTINGS to leads. That one has a lot of the real estate templates that help you create these campaigns online as well. And then there's a free service called ShortStack, which is you can create campaigns on here as well. Of course, free. It's not as cool, or you can't play that as much because they almost force you to upgrade the account. But there's a lot of things you can do on here for free, like a sweepstakes template, which will give you a URL that will enter them to sign up a sweepstakes, a simple photo vote contest. You could do this. It's really cool because you can upload a list of emails into Facebook of your clients, guys. You guys better be taking notes of this. So what you can do is create an Excel or CVS file of your emails of your clients, right? And you can upload this into Facebook, and now you can do targeted ads to your clients that are on Facebook. And the ads would, maybe you want to do a simple photo vote contest. Maybe you want to do something else that'll engage them. And what does that do for you? It keeps you in front of their mind, in front of their consciousness for referrals. And if you're engaging and entertaining, maybe you're doing your newsletter on a video now. And if you're doing your newsletter on a video every week, maybe you want to show it to your clients, and maybe email is not the way to do it anymore. I mean, you should do both, right? Send it to them via email, but now you can also do these ads to them through Facebook, and they do have to be part of Facebook, of course, to do that. And again, these are easy templates to switch up and change colors and fonts and all of that. Newsletter sign up, if you want people to sign up to your newsletter, think about your farm. You can do this, you can actually advertise this specifically in the area that you're focusing, subdivision, because that's the where you want to be consistent with your message in. A simple contact me and a coupon. So just some ideas. So this is ShortStack. It is free. If you pay for upgrade, it gives you more. I think it gives you only a certain number of visitors per month. So that's why it becomes free. But I've used it for my dad's landscaping business, and it works just fine. It does connect. The lead does come into the platform, and I think it only connects to a couple of the CRMs. So you have choices as to where you're going to be driving your traffic to. The most important thing is what is the item of value? What's going to get them to give me their contact information? If you get that down, the rest is really second nature. So let's go ahead and actually start looking at a few of the campaigns, okay? So here are, we just talked about the landing pages. And those are my recommendations. If you have additional questions, just let me know. And the third step is to actually go create your ad. So I'm going to take you through the process of creating a Facebook ad, so you're understanding exactly what the process is. And the first way I'm going to show you is without using the Power Editor. Power Editor is some feature that companies use to run hundreds and hundreds of ads online. It's super cool, has all of these cool features. I'll go into that a little bit afterwards when I'm teaching you the lead ads. But for right now, I'm going to show you a simple way to just create a quick ad. So let's go into Facebook. And first we need our URL. So wherever you're sending them to, if you're going to send them to your Berkshire site right here, that's going to show them this beautiful $2 million home, then you would copy this URL just like that. If you were going to be using this landing page that you created, then you would copy that URL like that. And then as you go over to the Facebook campaign, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click right here and you're going to say create ads. Actually, to begin with, guys, you do need a Facebook fan page. You need a fan or business page. Those are extremely easy to create, guys. Fan pages are not necessarily connected to your personal page. You have a personal page for Facebook, and then you can create as many fan or business pages as you want. You log onto your fan and business page through your personal profile. It's just a business page where you're now putting all of your business stuff on. To create a page, it's very, very easy. The little arrow again right here, you hit create a page. You do need a page in order to advertise because you want to drive them back there as well. And then you just hit local business or place. You plug in the information. You are going to want to put your name at Berkshire Hathaway or Realtor or whatever it is. You do have to identify your brokerage, that kind of thing on there. But it's just like 3 steps and you're done with your page. I mean, once your page is done, it actually looks something like this. I'll show you really quick our Berkshire page. Here it is. No, let me show you this one. Here it is. Oh, no. Sorry, guys. I took it to my closed group. Sorry. VHHS. AZ. Oh, my goodness. Well, it is this page right here. I didn't want to get out of there because I didn't want to forget how to get there. But this is our fan page for the Northwest office. Obviously, you know, you're going to have a lot of different things posting on here, like listings. This is for the office, but this is what a business page looks like. And it's just 3 clicks away. Okay, so you do have to have this. You're going to change your picture here, and you're going to change your picture here, and you're done. And you're going to do your about. So not a big deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our ad. So let's hit create ads on there. And now you have the URL that you're actually going to be using, okay? So always, 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 we're going to be sending people to our site. And you close this out and, oops, send people to your site right here. One second, please. I don't think this is working right. Sometimes it freezes up on you guys. And now I can't control with the live webinar. So send people to your site. Delete that. Go here. Hit continue. What I plugged in to remember was the URL where I want them to go to pick up the freebie, to pick up the site. The one thing here is now you're going to want to put in here what location. You don't want to send this ad to the entire world. Remember, we want targeted ads. So if you are focusing on a Sherman Ranch or a particular zip code or a subdivision, you can't put a subdivision in here. You can put an address, or you can put a zip code or a city. So you can when you put the address, then that you can do a radius around the address so that you're targeting the subdivision that you want to hit up. So for example, I'm just going to put 85338 here, okay? If I put that on there, it's going to say everyone in this location. You can change it to people who live in this location, people recently in this location, people traveling in this location. Obviously, if you go down to people who live, it's going to be more targeted. It's going to be 45,000. Let's see how many audience that is. People who live in this location, it goes to 24,000 people right here. If you're going to do everyone in this location, which I would recommend you do, because it just because they don't live there, maybe they do want to live there, and that's why they're in this location. So everyone in this location you can do, and again, you can do a radius and play with all of this and all of that. For purposes of today, let's just focus on everybody in this zip code. Ages. Let's think about our campaign before we move on. So let's say we're doing a campaign. We are doing a campaign for sellers in this zip code, and I don't think they're going to be 18. If you're a seller, you probably already have a house. So I'm going to do 24 to 65. Guys, by the way, Facebook, internet, online ads, it's a big test. So you have to learn to be analytical afterwards as well. And so what that means is that you've got to try different things to see what it works. Like traditional marketing, the key is consistency, and your budget doesn't have to be that big. I mean, you can be spending $5 a day, or maybe you only want to spend $15 a week. But the key is that if you're consistent with your branding or with your ads in the locations that you want to do, then that's what's really going to work for you. And changing the ages, there's some people that want to target only women. I have an agent in my office who only targets women because he feels that they're the decision makers, you know. And then I have others that no, it's all. So I am going to stick with all today, but you can play with all of this and test it. Let's say you're a Spanish-speaking realtor. Of course, you want to target maybe some ads to Spanish-speaking clients, right? You can change that, or any other languages that you may speak. You have to think about the message. Right now, we're going to target this ad to people in my farm area who own a home. So I need to find them. So here's where it gets really cool, guys. You can detail target this. So when I click on here and I type the word homeowner, I click on here, it's actually going to tell us how many homeowners are in that area, or you can target it to homeowners in that area specifically. You can also do first-time home buyer. You can do, let's see here. First-time home buyer is about 4,100 people in that zip code. You can do tenants. So imagine you're messaging to your tenants. You fewer than about 1,000 people. I don't know if the numbers are right. Sometimes Facebook, it freezes up and it doesn't, you have to refresh a lot. So just don't worry so much if it skews the numbers right now. So you can do investors there. You can even do income. Maybe it's a really expensive, focus on people that are making a certain amount of money, over 500,000. You can do that. You can do behaviors. I love this one. Likely to move. Look at that. You can actually target people that Facebook has already identified with likely to move. You can do also Life events. How about divorce? Somebody going through a divorce. Right there. You can do that. What about a new baby? New baby. All of these life events that would really you'll be able to target. So you remember the first step where I said the most important part is understanding your audience and understanding your message and understanding the value that you're going to give, right? So for a seller that perhaps wants to, for a seller campaign, I would just target it to a homeowner. You can put as many things as well. You can do homeowner and income and homeowner and work, homeowner and whatever it is that you want to do. It. You don't have to just pick one. You can put the homeowners and Honeywell. You can put whatever you want on here. You can target it to everyone, but the more the more targeted you get, obviously the amount of the people that are going to see it is going to become smaller. But the power in that also is that it'll become it'll be shown to people that actually want to work with you, want that product that you're selling. So yes, it's great to play the numbers game and show it to a zillion people, but those zillion people are not really all people that want to work with you, if that makes sense. So you can get as creative as possible on here. And the most powerful thing on here is that, remember, you can take your farming campaigns that you would do on traditional paper mail outs and all of that. You can now do a video on here every week. You can do some type of coupon from your local business partner. You can do information about a community event. I mean, the possibilities are endless. It's about education, entertaining them, and giving them what they want in that neighborhood so they understand that your presence is there, even if they don't ever see a mail out from you. So you can get as targeted as you want on here. Then as you go down here, you can save this audience if you like, and I usually do. You can save them throughout if you want to create different audiences, or it's just going to save all the audiences as a whole. Then it's going to take you down here, which is your daily budget. Now here's what I would do with the lifetime budget. If you're starting off, I would do $15 and you have to spend $5 per day. So today's May 7th, so I'm going to spend $15 until the 10th. Oops, actually no, to do the 9th. Oh, that's June, guys. That's why it's not working. So 1, 2, 3, let's see here. So it is requiring you to do $5 per day. But what this is saying is that if there's a lifetime budget of $15, which means that they're going to charge you $15 max. This ad will be displayed from May 7th, 2016 through May 9th, 2016. And it's going to be shown, let's see here. It is going to be shown. Let's put another zip code here. I'm going to try one more zip code. Or let me try. There's that address. Showing it to 10 miles around that address in Peoria. Let's go down here. And let's click here. 680,000 people total in 10 miles around the address of Peoria. Let's go to home. You could do home ownership. Let's see. So there's 320,000 homeowners in 10 miles around that area. But if that's my farm, I probably don't want to go out that much. So maybe I just want to do 1 mile, right? So that's a little better. So now it's going to go to 31,000 people that are homeowners, all are homeowners within that area. And if you go down here, what it's telling you is that for $15 from May 7th through May 9th, the ad that we copied, which is, it's not going to look like this. I'll show you what the ad's going to look like on the 3rd page, but this is the page where they're going to go to. That ad is going to be shown for the $15 to about, we're not doing Instagram advertising. I won't do that today. But it's going to be shown to about close to 1,200 people during those days. So that's pretty cool. You know, again, the value of your ad, the value of what you're giving out for free or for educational purposes, that's what's going to determine how many people actually click on your ad and want to actually purchase from you and give you their contact information. But for right now, $15 is going to take you about that much. Now, when you increase your budget, let's say you want to do $25 now. With $25, it increases tremendously to close to 2,000 people for the same 3 days. So it does go up as your budget goes up. You can extend this to however many days you want. It doesn't have to be 3 days. I'm just saying if you're starting brand new, I would just do $15 to start, and I would just be consistent every single week and showing it at least 3 times a week, especially in my farm area, or the get a market analysis, or if you're doing a listing, you know, in the area where you know you can find that buyer. Typically, you know, they say that buyers move 5 to 7 miles around the area where they currently live. So you could target the ad to those specific areas. So you can only imagine all the creativity you can do. And then with all of these behaviors and life events and all those things that you can change on here, it can get really targeted so that that person is really seeing the ad. Down here, I'm going to call my ad whatever it is that I'm doing. So this one was, we were doing an open house. So I would put the property address. If you're doing your weekly farm, then I would put, you know, farm CMA request, or whatever it is that you're doing. You can call it whatever you want, but this is just going to get you really organized. After you determine your budget and the audience, then you go to the next page, which is the final page. It's really easy to do. You can say multiple images in one ad. And what this does is it just pulls different images from your current website. And as as the ad is being displayed on the news feed of your targeted audience in Facebook, it's pulling the different images and testing all of them to see which one actually converts at a higher level. So you don't have to do anything else. You can do multiple images in one ad. Then as you go down, you want to connect it to your fan page. So on here, you want to tell it what page it is that you're connected to. You would have your own personal one. I'm just going to connect it to Northwest for right now. As you can see up here, the pictures are not really populating yet. So let's see if it actually starts doing this. Here it is. So these are the pictures that it's going to start showing from the URL that we pasted over there. It's something that the internet connection may be a little slow because it's not showing really well. But even as I'm looking at them, I don't like them very much. So, well, this one's fine, but there was another one that was not on there that I didn't like. So if you didn't like that, what your website, let's say you're using the Berkshire website and you can't control what images are on there and they don't look very nice, then it's very, very easy for you to actually just go down here really quick in your images, and you can select images from here and actually change that. So you can click select images, go on here, and these are the different images that are going to be tested and put on there on your ad. So let's just click on a few. Oh, your images, by the way, guys, they can't have more than 20% words on them. So Facebook does not allow that. It has to be clean images with very, very little verbiage. Otherwise, they will not approve your ad. So I'm going to not use that one. And the reason is because it looks too salesy. So. And then you can click on number 2 and you can select additional. You can do as many as you want. If they're already in your image library, then they'd be here. If not, then all you would have to do is upload them as I'm doing them. Let's add one more so you can see what they look like. Go to image library. Let's add this one. Confirm it. Obviously, you want to put on there something that relates to your ad, right? So as it's adding them, as you can see, it's adding them over here, and it's showing you sort of what the ad is already going to start looking like. It's going to say sponsored like that. It's going to show these ads where people can click through. And then the most important thing up here is that you have to put your text because you want them to find out what this is all about. And then you could put property. Values are up. Get your free market value report. And then, so what that's doing is it's adding that right here. And then you can actually go down a little bit more. There's more verbiage that you can do. Headline. Don't know why that didn't copy from over there, but the destination URL is the place where you're going to send them to request their free market analysis, or your website, whatever URL you started with in the beginning. It usually populates it in there. I'm not sure why they didn't do that. Your headline, maybe something catchy, of course. If you want to put accurate or whatever you want to put that's going to catch their attention, right? Description. Find out what your home. It only allows you a certain number of characters. Whatever you want to put on here. Sell your home. You got to give it some thought, obviously. I didn't think about it before this. So whatever you think that's going to be catchy, and it's showing you up here what it's starting to look like. So you can see up here, there is a call to action button that's right there, learn more. You can change on there that by putting on here, like if you're downloading, if you're sending them to a site where they can download a free buyer's guide, lifestyle guide, whatever that is, book now, shop, whatever. So we're going to do learn more on that one. See more URL, you want to send them to that same site, or you can send them to an additional site where they click on that, they give you their contact information, and then they go to your regular site. For our purposes, we're just going to keep them sending them on that side, because that landing page, this landing page right here, subscriber, when they click on this stuff, they actually get a thank you, and it drives them right to our website back. So depending on the strategy that you're doing. And then you're going to go back here, and on the side, very, very important, you're going to remove this right top column. What this does is that instead of your ad showing up in the middle, what it's doing is it's showing up on the side. I'm sorry, instead of showing up on the side, it's showing up on the middle. So what that does is that people have been kind of trained to not look to the side anymore, because that's where all the ads are. And so you want to be shown in the middle. And if you're doing Instagram, that's another feature. I'm not going to go into that one today, but you can remove that as well. And then you can hit review order. It's going to give you all of the different audiences that you picked, where you're driving them to, exactly what are the images that you're using. And now you can place the order right from here, or you can edit it again. And that's it. If I hit the place order, it actually will go through, so I'm not going to hit the place order. Facebook then reviews it, and then actually from there, typically it's a few minutes and they approve it, and then your ad now is being shown. Remember, it's being shown to your targeted audience. It's not going to show up in your fan page. It's not going to show up in your personal news feed. It's not going to show up in your friends' news feed unless they're part of that targeted audience. This is an ad that's going to go strategically to the location, to the people with the behaviors you chose, and all of that. So don't look for it on anywhere where you can find it. Most people are like, oh, well, I want to see my ad. The ad is what this is the preview of. Once you're done, you can actually go to your ad manager and see it there as well. So I'm not going to do the place order, but I will show you how that works. So pretty easy, right, guys? 3 clicks away, starting with your campaign objective, the ad set, and then your ad format. That's how you do your ads with Facebook. Now I want to show you a little bit more advanced features. So let me go back here to my PowerPoint. Now the Power Editor, I talked to you guys about the Power Editor. It's a Facebook advertising tool designed for larger advertisers who need to create lots of ads at once and have a precise control of their campaigns. If you don't need to create hundreds of ads at scale, I recommend that you use the ad creation, just what we did right now. If you're not doing a mass amount of advertising, then it's okay to stick with the other one. Brendan Burkhardt said recently, he's an online marketer, really smart, savvy guy who understands this language and technology. He says that if you're not spending $1,000 per day on Facebook, you haven't entered the modern age of marketing. Obviously, we're not going to start with those big budgets. If you're even spending $50 a day, you're way ahead the crowd. $5 per day is a great way to start, but compare it to your print ad costs, compare it to the leads you're getting from all of your different strategies, and you'll see that it's actually pretty cost effective. That's just my opinion. Eventually, if you want to get to the status of Brendan Burkhardt and really advertising in today's new digital age, the way he does it, then you may get to a budget of $1,000 per day, I guess. Big teams, I'm sure, are getting there. But they did say even if somebody who was spending $100 per day is probably killing it already, over 6-figure incomes. So pretty, stick to your budget. I always think red light, green light, don't spend money if you don't have it. Wait to make that money and then invest properly back into your business. $5 per day, 3 days a week is going to get you a long way. It's going to get you to testing. It's going to get you to positioning your business for this new way of marketing, and it's going to get you those listing appointments. So let's go into the lead ads, which is a new feature where I was telling you that you don't necessarily even need to drive them to a landing page or to your site, because you can actually capture the information right there on Facebook. It's pretty neat. So quick tip, lead generation tool on Facebook, the Power Editor provides emails and phone numbers. Actually, you don't have to have your own app anymore. I will show you right now what that means. So we're going to be doing a lead ad for you sample, and then you'll see how it actually gives you the contact information and how you can pull that on a CVS file to transfer over to your CRM, contact management system. It does connect with a couple of contact management systems, but there's none that are real estate related right now where Facebook communicates directly to them. So what you're doing here is a built-in contact form where you can capture their information. The consumer then can, just with a couple of clicks away, register for whatever it is your item of value is. There's a lead ads tutorials, and we're going to do right now, and then we're going to be doing downloading your leads. So let's go ahead and get started here. All right. So going back to our Facebook, we are on Facebook again. And the way you access the Power Editor is you go to Manage Ads. So on here, we have all of the ads that you've ran, or your manager where you ran all your ads. You can access all of them and click on them and see how they're performing. They give you, oh, by the way, when you're done with your campaign, it does give you some awesome analytics on cost per clicks, conversions, and all that great stuff. So it's pretty cool the way you can track that. For our purposes today, we're going to be on our Power Editor. So you click on Power Editor. It's going to take us right to it. And this is how we're going to do that lead ad that's actually going to capture them right there and there on Facebook. So when you're in the Power Editor, you start by creating your first ad. So what it's going to do, it's going to, again, the way we did with the creation of the first ad, we're going to start with our campaign, ad sets, which is the actual audience, the images, and then the actual ad, which will let us create a form that allows them to actually register there online. So you're going to hit Create Ad. And then you can use an existing campaign, but we're going to create a new campaign. So I'm just going to say BHHSAC. This is going to stay as an auction always. And then you're not going to do clicks to website with this one. You're actually going to do lead generation. Because the lead generation, what that is collects lead information from people interested in your business. So this is what the cool feature of lead ads you can do. You can convert them there and then actually collect their contact info. It's pretty neat. Choose an ad set. You're going to create a new one, unless you already have campaigns on there with photos or pictures that you want to just use. You can create ad sets in there, but typically you're going to create a new one. And you're going to create a new ad as well. And you're going to call it whatever. This is not going to show up so much, so you can call it whatever you want. And then you hit create. Now we've determined our campaign goals. That's the first bet. Now we're going to go into this little pencil right here. And this little pencil allows us to actually edit it. So we can go into clicking this, and it's going to take us to very quick and easy to you. Let's see, we're going to go right here actually. So here it is. When you click right here on the ad set, it shows up right there. So now we want to build our audience and do all that stuff, right? So we're going to click on this, and it's going to open up the window to edit it. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here it is. Close that out. So this is where you can actually install some of your tracking as well. Okay, so let's close out of here. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. I'm just trying to get into that ad set. Oh, please select the page. Let's go back here. Click here. Let's plan, it's $15 total limit. It's okay, it's gonna let us change that right now. And here's the ad set. Okay. Now we're back there. Let's try this again. PHHSAZ test. Create a new ad. PHHSAZ test. Create that. Okay, so here's the ad set. I'm sorry, that one, for some reason, I didn't populate this before. But you're going to create the ad set on there, and you're going to choose a page to actually connect this to your ad. You don't want to do your personal page, obviously. You want to do your fan page. So I picked my fan page right there. My daily budget, again, you're going to do your lifetime budget. If you're on the sweat budget, I call it, which is the lower amount of budget, you're probably going to do 15 bucks. And you're going to do start date, May 7th. Remember, you have to spend $5 per day, so we do have to do the 3 days, or you can do even shorter. It's just going to show it to even more people. You can run ads all the time on here, but for our purposes today, we're just going to do the $15 budget for 3 days. What it's telling you here is that it is going to, so far right now, show it to about under $500 on there. This is the audience that it's being shown to. Let's go get a new audience here. Let's include, remember we had our address, or maybe we're doing our farm again, or we can put a zip code, again, whatever the message is, where you want it to go, that's going to show that you want it. You can actually build that just the way we did it the other way. Right now it's telling me it's going to go to a little under 400 people in 10 miles around 16155, everyone in this location. Exactly the same way in there. We're just doing it from the power editor, guys. And then we're going to do the ages again, whatever we think it is. Let's just go 24 to 65. This is an ad that's going to send people to the request a home value report in this area. So I can do detailed targeting again, first time home buyer. I can do homeowner. I can do life events. I can do anything I want in this area. So you just want to pick your demographics and change all of that again. And then you're going to go down here, and you want to keep these two open. You want it to show up on the mobile news feed as well as the desktop news feed. So you're good to go there. You want to go to all mobile devices and optimize by ad delivery. You're going to just hit leads because you want to get that contact information. You're going to leave this as automatic. You can leave that as standard. And that's it on this side. So now you put this little guy right here, because you're done now, and then you go to your last thing, which is your ad set. So now let's go here. Now you're ready to actually create your ad set, just the way the third section did it, you know, where we did the photos or the video or the images, whatever it is that you're going to do. You can do video as well. You can do a link to a video. Remember that. So you want to connect it again right here. You're going to do your text again. Get your home value report. Property values are up. And then you're going to do newsfeed link description, which is going to be tell them exactly what you can do. Property values are up. Go to my site to pick up your they say complimentary, always works better than free. Complimentary home market value report. And this is optional. What you want the display URL to be, but you can just put again the URL that we're doing, which is we're driving them to that site where we're they can get their free home market value report. Again, you can change your images. Right now, it's just doing it's picking the Facebook because that's the thing that shows up the more on that page. So you're going to click select images because you want to make it a lot prettier. Confirm. Call to action. Learn more. They're not downloading anything there. See how it's showing us what the ad's going to start looking like? This is what the desktop newsfeed is going to look like. This is what the mobile newsfeed is going to look like. So you click there. And then you go down, and here's a lead form. The lead form is going to be what they're going to see that pops up if they do click on your ad. So you can, if you've already done a lead form before, you're gonna have them there. I have one already, but I'll show you how to do a brand new one. So you're gonna hit create new form. So you're gonna hit create new form on here. You hit next. And then you're gonna name your form. Sign up now form. You can call it whatever you want. You can do as many as you want. There are some advanced features, but you don't need to use that. Well, you can if you want, but I'm not using it today. And then your user information, you can ask for full name or email, or you can even add more additional things like address, last name, all that great stuff. Remember though, the more you ask for information, the less likely they'll give you their info. So you want to ask for a little bit of information as possible. There is a way for them to actually register also, or download or get your stuff or the item of value you're giving out. With them just clicking and sign up, it actually pulls their Facebook profile contact info. So that's really cool. But again, you want to probably ask for the least amount of information as possible. Maybe just the full name and email. And you hit next. And then right here, it's very important, guys, in order to start using lead ads, you do have to have the URL for your privacy policy. So you'll have to talk to your broker, you'll have to talk to your company to see exactly where on their site there is the privacy policy. What this means is that Facebook is just requiring that you don't sell the contact information of the leads that you do get. So when the consumer does click on that, they have the right to actually look at the privacy policy. So I have ours for our company. You would plug that in right here. It's just a URL, or you can do a custom one, but most of you will have just the link from your website of your company's disclaimer. You'll plug that in and that will drive them there. It is a must, otherwise they will not approve your ad. So you hit next. And then once the person has completed your form, you can prompt them to visit your site. So you can again put your website where they can continue to look at. Some people that are using some advanced contact management systems like Conversion, you know, those track the visitors. If they've already registered on your site and they come back, it tells you that they've been on your site. So you want to send them there, right? Other people want to send them to their Facebook fan page. Remember, we created a Facebook fan page. And so when we did that, it has its own URL. Let me show you exactly how that looks like. So maybe perhaps you want to send them there. So this is my Northwest page. Up here is a URL. So what I can do now is I can say, okay, after you're done with your registration, thank you so much. I can actually now drive you to my fan page. What will that do? It will actually get you to like my page, and then that'll give me some opportunities to increase my presence or the number of likes I have on there. And then you can add a context card to your form, which is tell users what they're going to receive, describe your product or service. Some people do this one, some people don't. You can definitely use it. I'm not going to do it for today, but it's very, very easy. It's just about verbiage. And then this is what the form is actually going to look like. It's going to have name, sign up now. It's going to have right here just the email, full name, and submit. And that's it. And it's going to allow them to actually now register when they click on your ad. So you hit create form. And now you're going down here and you're pretty much done. You can install a Facebook pixel if you're using leadpages.net or any of the other services. Why? Because that's going to install that tracking for those audiences to continue to track them to see where they're going on additional sites. And that's going to pretty much finish up your ad. You would click right here and you're done. Your whole now your campaign, your ad sets, and your ads is done. And then what you would do is you would hit review changes up here. It actually uploads them, and then it allows you to either approve them, or there's an error here on the ad set. So let's look at the error right here. I'm sure it has to do with this. Please select a lead form. Ah, very good. You have to tell it where you want it to send the leads to. Let's see. Oh, this is from the other campaign. Let's click on this one. We're going to go ahead and delete that one because this is the one that we're working on. So this one, we're going to go ahead and oh, here we go. Let's delete that one. Hit OK. So now it's deleted. So now we've got this ad set that we're working with. That was the one that I started incorrectly. This is the one I showed you guys. See, this is the different ways. It's still, this one's still on here, so you can easily delete things if they're not correct. And now let's look at the other one. Typically, this is what it's going to look like. So this is your different one. The campaign, the ad sets, which is your audience, and then again, your lead form, which we just created. And then you would hit review changes. And now here, when you hit continue, it's going to actually let you post the ad. And that's pretty much it. So you see how easy that is. Now when they click on your ad, they're actually going to be able to register right there and then. So where does the lead go? Facebook does have a way to connect it to some of the most common contact management systems, such as MailChimp. But and it doesn't communicate yet for any of the real estate platforms yet. But you can still find your leads very, very easily. And the way you do that is when you are in your fan page, you go into the settings side right here, and you click on publishing tools right there. And when you're in publishing tools, there's a forms library right here. See lead ad forms? You click on forms, and here are the different forms that I've created. Now, when you're running your campaigns and your ads, I'm not running one right now, your lead count will be right here, but you can actually click on it, and then you can export these contacts into a CVS file, which will then you can export into your CRM. So it's actually pretty cool to be able to use this. It gives you an additional opportunity to capture them right there on Facebook instead of having them, go to another site. So I think, again, this is going to be something in the future where they're going to get more advanced with this. And I think eventually we probably will never have to use landing pages or even our sites to capture the information. And then they can go back on their merry way and continue on Facebook, which is positive for Facebook and also for them, because that's usually what happens. I mean, how many times have you gone on Facebook and you were just going to look at one thing, and then 27 minutes later, there you are. So that's exactly what keeps happening. So pretty easy to do with lead ads. You may have to watch this a couple of times to get it down, but it's pretty easy to actually do. So going back here, let's look at our next steps. So we talked about the lead ads. These are your next steps, guys. You got to develop a budget, and you got to stick with it. If you want to start on the low end budget, $15 per week, 3 ads a week, I would definitely be strategic on being consistent in location, our demographics. That's important because you're building audiences. You don't want to go play around in different zip codes or cities and all that. You want to start organically small and then grow from there. You want to develop an ad calendar. You want to develop your marketing calendar where you are laid out for the next 3 months exactly how many ads you're going to be running, what days, and what the message is going to be, so that you're prepared. If you already know you're running a market analysis ad for the following week, then why not get yourself start preparing it the previous week so you're organized, instead of waking up in the morning and saying, what do I have to do today? If you have a marketing calendar, especially for online lead ads, then why wouldn't you already have a plan as to what your message is going to be? Because that's the real most important thing. The content, that's the powerful thing. The teams, the big teams, they're hiring content creators on their team. And I'm doing several classes on this on service providers that I know that are really good, that know this language, that know exactly how to do this, that are doing this for my realtors, because it's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with, but it is the way to generate some pretty solid, strong leads and stay in front of your clients. You got to be consistent, guys. Like, it's exactly like outbound marketing. When farming, it won't work if you go deliver 1,000 flyers that month, but then you never come back. That's not the way it works. You got to be consistent with these ads. You got to be consistent with the messaging. You got to be consistent with your items of value. You got to get better and better at your content. And you've got to test. You've got to look at different things. You've got to be analytical with your results. You've got to see what it's costing you. And you've got to tweak the changes and be strategic with the changes. And create awesome items of value. That's so important. Educate and entertain and be you. And incorporate video, guys. Like, there's a big social media conference that happens every single year. I was reading some of the articles, and all of them, their new platform is video, and live video is even more powerful. But not a lot of people want to do it because either you don't like the way you look, which we have to accept the way we look. That's the way we look. Or you're neurotic about things. If you mess up, who cares? Just keep going. You get better and better. But if you never try it, you're never gonna get better, your skill set's not going to get better. It's about process and doing it over and over again. Simply be you. I do give you that. The people that are the most successful are not faking it. They're just being themselves, whether they are not professional and dressed in a suit, or they're wearing their shorts, and that's who the audience that they want to go after. You don't have to work with everybody. You have to work with the people you want to work with, and you have to be yourself, because if you're not yourself, your confidence level is low, and people can smell that, and that's not cool. They don't want to work with people that are faking it to make it. You got to just be yourself. And then you've got to subscribe to my YouTube channel for new webinars, because I'll be doing a lot of these. My focus is helping agents set up their businesses for the digital age. It's super important, guys. Again, not only for lead generation, but also to get those listings sold and to get the trust from the consumer. That's super, super important. So, are you ready to dominate the digital age? I say, don't believe me, just watch. My good old friend Bruno Mars here. Take it from him. This is important to don't just talk about it, to actually do it, to make it happen, and to get out there and generate some solid leads. Truly hope this was informational for you. Again, you have my contact info should you need to get a hold of me. Veronica Barragan. You can find me on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. You can find me on LinkedIn. That's probably the one that I check the least. But reach out, connect with me. I would love to assist you. And wishing you all a fabulous and blessed time with online lead generation and marketing. Talk to you guys later. Adios.